I remember a time when I only had one income. That was from the job that I was doing. And it used to frustrate me how I always felt like it was not enough. It did not stretch further enough for it to be able to deal with all of my monthly costs and then allow me to save and invest each and every month. So I felt like I was just in this hamster wheel where I was working, but then I didn't feel like I was working forward. I felt like I was working backwards until I started putting things in place that allowed me to have more than one source of income. Now, on this video, this is not to say that look at me, but rather this is to challenge you to say it is possible for you to have more than one income. And the reason being is because just living on one income in this day and age is just not practical. So you need to have more than one stream of income in order for you to be able to do the things that you want. You don't just want to meet your monthly needs, you want to be able to save and invest, to travel and enjoy your life. So in order for you to do that, you can't do that in just one source of income. And if you can ask many people that are out here that are either rich or wealthy or they're just doing well in life, you would find that they don't just have one income. And if you also look back to our parents, you realize that our parents didn't just have one income. They were selling things, they were doing things on the side. They didn't just have one thing that they were depending on. I know that my dad was a panel beater and he was actually good at that, and he was making a lot of money, but he was still selling pineapple. He was still going and sourcing things and selling things on the side. And that shows you that just having one source of income is not enough. So I'm asking you to just go back, look back in your family, look back to the people that you're coming from and ask yourself, what is it that they've done beyond just their jobs that have allowed them to just not have one source of income? And also, having multiple sources of income does not mean that it is all the same amount or it's all just big amounts, but it means that maybe from there you get 200 rands, maybe from there you get 500 rands, then on this other one you get 1,000, because obviously there's going to have that one main income. There's going to be that one main income, and then the rest will just be supporting that one main income. I'm going to be taking you guys through my 6 sources of income right now, and I'm going to be eliminating one which I'm not going to speak about. And if you're a person that is able to pay attention, you would realize what is that, and later on maybe I will talk about it. But for now, in my current sources of income, I'm not going to mention that one. So let us get into it. But before we do that, let me first introduce myself. My name is Uchennefa Nxumalo. I'm a content creator, a businesswoman, and I create financial, career, as well as lifestyle content. So if any of those things are things that interest you, do make sure that you join us by clicking that red subscribe button on the bottom. And also don't forget to smash that like button, because it does help for YouTube to push my videos for more people to see. I'm just going to give it up to one of our beautiful mummies here who is a subscriber of ours. I'm also going to put her channel here, guys. Please go and support her channel. Go subscribe, watch the ads and all the shebang, because she's doing amazing. She's been building up her sources of income that she can call her own. She's got a husband that takes care of her, but she is doing these other things so that she's able to have her own income that she can say, this is my hard work. So she started a YouTube channel which has now been monetized. So please make sure that you do subscribe to her channel and watch her videos. And also, she now started selling perfume, and she shared recently that she made some of her first sales, and she got a payout from those sales from her perfume. Mrs. P, I'm going to put your channel here because I'm scared that I'm going to butcher your name, but you are doing amazing. Keep going. And you see, she doesn't just have YouTube that she's trying to build here, but she's also trying other things on the side. So I'm going to take you guys through my sources of income, right? And I'm going to bring them based on the highest all the way to the smallest. So the first one that we're going to start with is obviously, which will be my brand collaboration. Now this, I would call it my biggest source of income. It's a big source of income, but it's not frequent, right? It comes in there and there in drips and drabs, but when it comes in, it is good money. It is good money. So I do make money through brand collaborations, and I do not approach brands because I don't know how to do that. I just create my content, I put it out there, and if a brand sees my content and they like my content, then they're going to be in touch. If they don't like my content, then they're not going to be in touch. Sometimes brand reach out and then they ask for my rate card, and then they realize that maybe they can't afford me, or maybe I'm charging more than what they have in budget, and so you find that brand collaboration never materializes. I never look at that as a bad thing for me to then go and reduce how much I charge, because I know my worth. So I just let it be. I'm just like, okay, that was not meant to happen. But I do make money through brand sponsorships. And I would say that this is practically, maybe I would say 50% of my income. 50% of my income, right? Okay, when we're looking at this pie, we're not just saying 50% isn't like every month this is money that comes in, but I'm saying when I get it, it is sizable. The second one is YouTube AdSense. Now, YouTube AdSense for me does not pay me a lot of money, but it is that consistent income that I know that each and every month, if I put out videos, I am going to get paid one way or another. Now, based on how my videos perform, then I would get paid more. If my videos don't do well, then I won't get paid as much. So what I'm asking is that when you do watch my videos, please do engage. Take time to engage. Smash that like button, and don't watch only 5 minutes. Try and watch at least 10 minutes. If you are too busy, let it play on the background, and then you can come back to it. And you can hear me saying here, I'm not saying go watch my ads, but I'm saying please engage, because when you engage with my content, when you smash that like button, when you watch more than 5 minutes, at least halfway of the video, you create an impression for YouTube that actually people like this, then they push it to more people. So even if you don't watch all of the ads, but for the fact that you have engaged and you've watched those few ads, when other people get to see that video, they also get to be exposed to the ads, which then increases my income. So I'm not saying watch all the ads from beginning until the end, but rather engage with the content. Smash that like button, and also share, watch at least half of the video. This does help for me to get when it comes to a YouTube AdSense. It's, as I said, it's not a lot. I would like for it to be more, and I've seen that it can be more, because on December I got paid 16,000. So I've seen that it can be more, but depends on how your videos perform. Now also, you cannot predict this. I can't say, oh, I know that if I do this, then it's going to be no. Sometimes you create a video and you're like, oh, this is the best video, it's going to do well, and it doesn't. It flops. Sometimes you create a video and you're just like, and then you post it, and then it does well. So you never really truly know. That's why I'm saying, I'm just asking for you guys to just engage with the video, smash that like button, watch half of it. Then for me, that would be good enough support from your side in terms of just that indicating to YouTube that people are interested in the video. So I would say that for AdSense, it is roughly 30%. Okay, let's just say 20% of my income. And then the next one, which is a recent income, and this now is also going to be that consistent income, is my rental income, because now I am a landlord, which means that I'm going to be getting rent. I'm getting rental income each and every month. Now, obviously, I'm getting this income, but I still have to pay for the bond, right? Because I owe on it. So this is not really profit, but I count it under my income, because when that income comes, I've already paid for my bond, right? So then when it comes in, that rental income comes in, I count it under my income. From my income minus the expenses. So then my bond will become part of my expenses. Then that's where then SARS will say, are you how much do you owe us on tax, depending on from your income, from the income, rental income that you are getting, how much are the costs associated to it, and then you give them a portion of your profits. Now, from my property, I don't make any profits, because my bond, I pay 7,000. There's also the rate and levies of 1,000 that I pay for. So already when I get my rental income, it is less than 7,000, because the the agency takes their portion already, so I don't have to pay any taxes on it. But this is also a nice income to have, and I would say that it holds about 20% of my income. You know what, for brand collaboration, let me put it at 35%, right guys? Let me put it at 35%. Brand collaboration. Okay, and then another one that I have is my business. Now this is something that I don't normally withdraw from my business, you guys. It's just something that I like to have and just have it so that I'm always having money that I can use. I also do pay the person that is helping me on my business, with my business. So from that, I'm able to pay her I'm able to pay her. So this, for me, I would count it as income, but then it does not, most of the time it does not come to me personally, you know. But I would say that this constitute 10% of my income. So my fifth source of income is trading, you guys. So for some people that have watched my previous videos, I have shared that I just started trading. And when I say I just started trading, May was my full month, so now we are in June. So I wouldn't, for a while when I started, I was not profitable, but I have withdrawn. Like I remember this other time when I had just started, I was able to withdraw. So for me, that showed me that I can make an income from this. Right now, I've dialed out, I've changed my trading approach. I've changed the things that I'm trading, because I realized that I was not being profitable. I was losing and it was just not sitting well with me. And I want to get to a point whereby I'm able to get income. Like people withdraw each and every Friday from trading. Now I want to get to the point where I'm able to withdraw each and every Friday. Now from where I'm sitting, I'm currently profitable. I could withdraw like in this Friday as I'm filming this video, but I'm choosing that I'm not going to be withdrawing. I'm going to withdraw when I get to a certain amount. But for me, that I can count it as income because I am starting to be profitable, and I have withdrawn also in the past since I started. And it's been only 2 months that I've been trading. So I would say that trading for me right now constitute of 10% of my income. Not a lot, but just 10%. And when I say 10%, guys, does not mean that, oh, then there's this sum of money that I'm always withdrawing and so forth. No, I'm just saying in terms of my income, I can count it as an income because I am profitable. And if I wanted to withdraw right now, I could be able to withdraw the money each and every Friday whenever I feel like, okay, this was a winning week, then I can be able to withdraw. But it is a very tricky thing that I'm doing when it comes to trading. But however, something that I'm definitely not gonna stop doing because it is honestly something that works. Trading for me is 10% of my income. And then the last one that I have, which is the sixth source of income, is dividends. Now, for me, dividends is not a lot of money. However, it is money, right? Because every quarter I do get about 500 rands or less than that, slightly less than that. But every quarter I do get something. There are times whereby I get more than that, depending on when the companies are paying out. But dividends for me, I would say, constitute of 5% of my income. And that is because it's not consistent. And also I never know when I'm going to get this. But it is an income that I've built up for myself. And I've been able to build up this through investing. Now, in the way that I invest, I don't only invest on dividend paying assets. I invest largely on dividend paying assets. So I would say that on my portfolio, 80% is on dividend paying assets and 20% is on growth stocks. So what I do is that I become aggressive on growth stocks, and then I'm also just as aggressive on the dividend paying stocks. So I try to keep my balance that way. And that is because I do want to get income from my dividends, but at the same time, I do want the growth that other stocks do give. So I tend to invest in that approach. So right now, as I said, this constitutes of only 5% of my income. So all in all, this I would say 100% of my income right now. Now, obviously, there are times whereby in a month I won't have income from brand collaboration. I'm not gonna have income from dividends, but I will have income from YouTube. I will have income from rental. I will have income from my business, and I also will have income from trading. So these are 4 things that I know that each and every month I can bet on to say that I know I'm gonna make money on these things. I just know that either way, it doesn't matter how much, but I know that I will make money through these things. Now, what is it that I do under my business, or how have I broken it down? Because I just said business. So firstly, I have a skill whereby I know, when it comes to writing, I'm not as exceptional, but I'm good at writing. I'm able to see something that is written well, but I also used my experience. So I've been working in the public sector for many years, and in those times that I've been in the public sector, I've been exposed in many recruitment processes. And because I've been exposed in many of those recruitment processes, I then learned a lot what recruiters are looking for in the public sector when they are sitting down and they are selecting candidates for certain positions. So from that, I then said, okay, I know people need this. I know people will benefit from this. Let me provide this as a service. So that's why now I offer CV editing. I've edited so many CVs at this point. I think it's over 200 CVs that I've edited, and people have went to secure interviews, secure jobs. And that is because when I edit the CV, I'm thinking, what should it look like? What should it say? It's not just only about what it looks like, but what should it say so that it is convincing to the recruiter why you should be given an opportunity to be interviewed for that position. Now, whether you do well on an interview, that is solely up to you, but you want to make sure that your CV stands out in a way that at least it puts you in the room. Then it is your responsibility to make sure that you secure that position. So that's the first thing I do. I do CV editing. And then the second thing that I do in my business is that I've got digital products. So I've got my budgeting template. I also have my CV writing guide. So if you don't want me to edit your CV, you can go the route of just buying the guide, which will take you through what is it that you need to know and will give you templates that you can go and apply in order for you to be able to write a compelling CV. So I've got digital products. So this is also another aspect of my business. And then another one that I have is my journals. So this is my physical product, and also cash budgeting binders as well, and envelopes. Like for an example, these are some of the envelopes that I have, and they go on these wallets. So you just inside. So I created these envelopes specifically for this, but then I also do have these binders, but I think I'm almost out of stock of these binders. But these ones, they are more so punched, so you get envelopes like these ones that are punched right here. So this is my physical product, and then it's the journal. So you see here, I don't just have one thing, but I've got multiple things that bring in money there and there, which is always good for me, right? So these are the things that I do. Oh, and the last one is I've got the one-on-one consultation, where you can book a call with me. We can do a clarity call where we look at whatever financial thing they'd want us to look at. But guys, I don't do investing. Don't try and book a call so that I can tell you where to invest. I like to help people on things that, like, let's say, for instance, you've been struggling to pay off your debt. You want to come up with a plan that will allow you to pay your debt. Or maybe you want to start saving and investing, but you just don't know how to, looking at your budget. So we look at your budget, we find out gaps, and we try to eliminate things that are wasting your money so that you can free up money that you can allocate towards saving and investing. So those are the things that I like to help people with, but not to say what product you should be getting, what you should be investing on, because that is a dangerous territory, because I'm not a financial advisor and I do not have the right to tell you that information. Because if I tell you that and it happens to be the wrong information, you can go and sue me. Now, I do not want to be sued for things that I can't afford to be sued, guys. I can't. So I do not offer that type of one-on-one service. But if you want any other support from me, I am available. You can just book a one-on-one session on my website. Now, all of these things for my business are housed in my website, which I designed myself. So you see here, I'm using my skill, I'm using my knowledge to create these opportunities for myself. Some of the things that I have as my sources of income are passive income, in a way that I have taken my money that I was making from my salary and I've invested in these things so that these things can make me money, like dividends. I have invested in that. Now it gives me passive income. Rental income, I have invested in that. Now it gives me passive income. YouTube is more so just me showing up, creating these videos, you liking them, and then me getting paid from them, or basically getting rewarded for my hard work. These are the sources of income that I have. 6 sources of income, and the challenge that I've given myself is find a way to live off these sources of income. Find a way to live on only these sources of income. And you know what? I believe that is going to be doable. I believe that is possible. So with that being said, I've gotten to the end of this video. I hope that this inspired you. I think for me, this video, I want to just challenge you. Think, what can you do? What can you do? You know, do you want to sell something? Do you want to do something? You know, find some things that you can do to bring in different sources of income. I will do a video whereby we talk of side hustles that you can look into in order for you to create additional sources of income. But there are so many things that we can do, you guys, based on the resources that are available to you, either on your skills or the things that you just own that you can use as a measure that can generate you income. So you need to challenge yourself to think in that manner. And I know that for many of us, you know, we say we are tired, we don't have time to do all of these things. I don't do all of these things at the same time. That's why I try to make sure that I've got passive income, then I've got active income. And then on the active income, I try to make sure that I balance it in a way that I'm still able to show up in the way that based on my capabilities on the time of the month. So it's not that I'm showing up on all of these things the same way, but I have created systems that allow me to show up when I'm able to show up. So with that being said, I've gotten to the end of this video. I will see you on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.